Hey, and we're back. Sorry about that. Anyway, so for those of you who may or may not know, um, we used to do an improv show at the Beaver Valley Bowl at 10 o'clock. Do it every Friday. Damn it, it's so hard not hearing that. Anyway, but yeah, on the I just looked at the calendar. Apparently, on the night of 7/12/2019, there was a chemical fire at the bowl because the landlord who owned the place decided that all the pool chemicals that his father had, he was just going to leave and not bother to take care of it properly. So whether it was his father or himself that was supposed to take care of it, someone should take care of it, and they did not do that. So long story short, the building that they were stored into, the roof collapsed and water got onto it, and I guess water caused it to catch fire, or maybe it was the heat. I don't know exactly. I had the EPA report and I skimmed through it. So yeah, it wasn't fun. So long story short, even shorter, even longer. So then we got asked to perform at the Seagriff stage and moved things over to there, and we were performing quite well all through the winter time, even though we didn't have heat for the first couple shows. Uh, but yeah, then COVID happened. So yeah, that's awesome. So hey, what's going on tonight? What are you guys drinking? I'm just about finished with my what did I make? I made Kahlua and iced coffee. Literally iced coffee because it was frozen ice cubes from I don't know when, but put them in the blender and blend them up, and they are tasty. And it's almost gone now, but it's oh so good. Yeah, I'll probably be wired and being up a little bit later tonight. That's what happens. So, anyway, what's happening? I don't yeah. We're gonna do a show tonight. I've been doing it every Friday, and normally we would be doing this at the Seagriff stage, but speaking of which, let's talk about the Seagriff while we're here. We seem to be having issues with the risers and how they want to be built. You see, we knew we needed risers because we didn't want to have a flat stage and a flat. Well, we wanted to have a flat stage because we wanted to have as much headroom as possible. But we wanted our audience to be, gradually going upwards. Um, well, it long times, and the way we were going to do it, we as in our act, not in Cellar Dwellers, just so you know. The way our act was going to do it, they were going to rent the place out, then they were going to hire someone to build a riser, and they had a friend that made a print and a schedule of this is what it's going to look like. Um, well, apparently they needed money at the Seagriff in order to get things occupied, as in like finishing the heat, which they didn't actually finish, finishing a few other jobs that we can get into the place. So the money we were going to use for our risers, we gave to the landlord. Our act gave to the landlord. Well, I guess what happened was the landlord then said, "Okay, well, if you pay this money now, I'll pay for the risers." We're like, "Okay, great." Well, apparently, even though we gave her a paper that said this is what we want them to look like, this is what we want, she just decided, I'm just gonna do it the way I feel like it should be done because she wanted them to be some other way. Um, so yeah, so we're in a bit of a heated argument about that now because yeah, I like our original plans were to have the very back seat to be at 8 foot, and then, well, at the time they had a 14-foot roof. They would still have, plenty of room above the person if they stood up. They changed the roof. It no longer was 14 foot. It's now 13 foot, and anyway, the plans. She's like, oh, I just want to make sure you guys approve the plans. I'm like, so I'm looking. I'm like, uh, yeah, this last riser appears to only be 4'8" off the back, from the floor. What's up with that? It's like, oh, well, that's how they have to be done. I'm like, do they? It's like, oh, and she's trying to give me this BS about, oh, well, the steps have to be so high, which I'm like, I actually read the code, and as long as the steps are equidistant between each step, and not like 4 inches and then 2 inches and then 5 inches, like as long as they're all the same, you can have your steps whatever height you want. So yeah, I guess we may have to, pay another $2,000 to have new prints drawn up. In which case, it may only be $1,000 because the landlord does owe us $1,000 for a show that she made us cancel because she wasn't ready yet. So, yeah. So that's how that happens. That's all. That's been. That was my week. Well, that was my week, I guess. We had a little meeting with the landlord. So, yeah. So, is it time for picture pages? I don't know. I don't know what we're doing here tonight. All right. I have no questions and nothing else on the board. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tell you what I've been doing this week. I've been doing a lot of work. I've been doing some like serious work. My shoulders are killing me. That's how much work I have been doing. Um, yeah, the mud room, which is basically, it's not, I don't know why I call it. I don't know why we call it a mud room, but it's the back room of the house. It has just been a catch-all room for basically like this room here. It's been a catch-all room. Um, yeah, so I said, all right, I need to finally clean this place up. And since, you know, we basically aren't having any guests over, I basically took over the dining room and said, all right, I'm going to put everything from the back room into here so I can work on it. So let's get some pictures up. I can show you what's been going on. And they're way out of order. Oh, damn it. That's all right. I don't give a crap. I'll make up the order as I go. Oh, I didn't even get pictures of like completed, do I? Or are they in here? Let's go. Oh, I did. Okay. All right. Cool. Well, somewhat completed. Alrighty. Okay, you guys ready for this? Yeah, are you ready? I hope you're ready. Because I'm going to figure out how to press the right buttons and click. Good. There I am. Hey, how you doing? Alright. So, this is the first picture. This is, I know, it's really bad. This was supposed to be my work area, like in the house. Like, oh, I'll grab some stuff to get some work done. So we have a drill that the battery no longer holds a charge. So that's garbage. I found out I did put an outlet. I'm pointing to the screen, like you can freaking see that. Apparently there is an outlet on this wall. Um, yeah, I completely forgot about that because it's buried. And oh, this picture sideways. I wish I can turn this. I don't know if I can. Is there a button? Let me try this edit real quick. See if I can flip a dippity. Where's the flippity dippity button? Alright, well, we're not doing that then because there's no quick flippity-dippity button. Yeah, so it's just a complete mess. There's actually a door to the right that you can't open because I have boxes and stuff in front of it in the way. This is actually not even ours. This is actually property of RX because I asked someone, I said, hey, does anybody have a cooler we can use for 5-gallon things of water? And that's what they brought us. And I didn't want to say, dumbass. I'm talking about one of those plug-in coolers, not this, not a drink cooler. But you know, well, we can always fill it with ice water, and it'll come in handy. You know, even though I have one, oh, you can't see it from this picture. Wow, it's such a mess. It was such a mess. Yeah, like I said, it was just a catch-all. Just throwing things. This is actually the mattress. This here is the mattress from the camper, because I took it out of the camper and we had no place to put it. I think these might be some repeat pictures. I don't know. So I haven't started any work yet. Okay, I cleared off the one wall. Like obviously behind the behind here, I already drywalled. Okay, so I didn't have to do that. But yeah, so I took all this down. I put in some insulation and put some drywall up so that it's so much nicer back there now. It's I can't wait till the winter time hits and I can find out like because I had this this roof is actually I don't know where I got it from, but it's insulation. I just hammered up, screwed up to the ceiling. I figured I'd give it a shot. You know, like maybe it'll help, maybe it won't. But we had a thing of soda back there, or pop, or whatever they call it now. It froze and exploded. So I come into the back room the one day. I'm like, what is this stuff on the roof? I'm like, ooh, what is going on? You know, that's why I finally figured after a while. I'm like, oh, this can of Pepsi exploded. It just went everywhere. So yeah, that's what happened. So yeah, the shelves were there. I put them back where they were before, but at least now you can push something all the way to the back and it's not going to fall through the wall. This is the second wall. This is after everything was taken down, obviously. This is just where the shelves were. And yeah, they were just, I just threw things up there as best I could. This is like so, it's just in such bad shape. I don't know what I was thinking when I did this. Oh, and this is basically just so I can later on check, okay, where are those two studs at? Because they're in there somewhere. I don't know why this is the only two that have these two studs. I have no idea why this is the only two. Yeah, put some wall. And I know, you're probably going to be asking me, why do you have blue board and also gray board? Here's the reason why. I think I bought the blue stuff to do a bathroom at one time. And I just decided I'm not going to bother with it because I didn't care at the time. I mean, currently, right now, the laundry room doesn't have. It doesn't have. It has the back side that you can see, and it's fine. I really didn't mind it too much. I think I did the side that has the shower on it. Yeah, I did that side, but I didn't do the opposite side. So I just had this extra. And here's the final redid it. I can actually see things. I can actually get to things. Yeah, it's so much better now. And I think, yeah, and we're back to that. So let's go back to there. All right, cool. So there's my little picture pages. I hope you enjoyed that. That was fun. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun doing that. So yeah. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, and then like while I was like cleaning stuff back there, I noticed I have I have a completely unopened uh, magic bullet. Okay, like this magic bullet kit right here. Um, for some reason, at some point in time, we bought the another magic bullet that has different cups. Um, I don't know why I did it. Um, but that's the one I've been using because the first motor, eventually went bad. But there's a box in there that says Magic Bullet. I opened it up. I can see everything is still wrapped up. I'm like, are you kidding me? I do know when they first came out, when there was the infomercial, we were dumbasses. We're like, oh, you can get two for like a better price. I'm like, okay, let's just get two. We'll give one away. Um, I don't know if we ever gave one away. To tell you the truth, I think we held on to it. Um, yeah, I think we were going to give it to my sister-in-law, and then I think they just went out and bought their own or something. So yeah, and then I found I have a there's a brand new um, oh I can't think of the name of this stupid thing. Food processor. Okay, that's back there. Um, there's not only that 5-gallon cooler, but I have a 3-gallon cooler from somewhere else. Um, so yeah, there's just a lot of stuff back there. So at least now it's a little more organized. I can actually walk in there, and it's almost like a second like studio. I'm really considering bringing my phone back there and maybe like putting on a tripod and like doing podcasts from there or something. Maybe I don't know what we're gonna do, but yeah, I'm very happy that it's finally at a clean enough stage. For the longest time, um, we were saving glass jars. I know it's something you would think you would do in college, like for the longest time. Because I know we had a couple Hennessy bottles. No, not Hennessy. Hendrix bottles. Um, and some other bottles we had back there that were like, oh, these are kind of fancy. We'll keep these, and I finally looked at all that stuff. I'm like, after like taking it out basically and like having box and box and just like I bring out a box and there'd be like 4 bottles like I'm like, why am I saving these? Like, what am I doing? So yeah, tomorrow I'm going down to the recycling center with I think like 3 boxes of glass, and just dumping it, just getting rid of it. Am gonna save some of the larger ones, because I have like they're over a quart. The really big ones, like big pickle ones, because we did pickled eggs before, like probably around Easter most likely, and they came out really well. And I want to do that again, but yeah, I just want to save the big ones again. I'm not gonna bother with these little dinky ones. There's a few. All right, I know. I'm just saying. There are a few that are like small and fancy. I think I will save those ones. Like the little teeny tiny little egg or not egg, jelly jar ones. Um, the two I know for a fact I brought back from England, because instead of getting the plastic packs that you would get at the King's restaurant, um, they would bring you these little miniature jars to your table at the one hotel. And I was like, this is freaking cool. I'm like, I'm taking these home. So yeah, I brought those home. Yeah, I I did have the miniature No, actually, I don't. No, that was not in there. I thought I had a miniature Tabasco sauce, but I didn't. So I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna save that one. I'm not gonna bring it home. So, all right. So Mr. Or Mrs. Dolphin 76. I don't know who you are. Have you been watching me this whole time? I don't know because I don't know who you are. But it's okay. You can stay anonymous. You can not make another comment. If you make a comment, then possibly I can do something funny with that comment. But it's okay if you don't. I'm fine. I'm still gonna keep talking about random things. That's what I want to do. That's all I'm gonna do. Okay. All right. So I talked about this. Yeah, I went to we today was a it's not we're not cooking today kind of day. So the wife picked up Chinese from China Sea in New Brighton. So I made the order. You know, um, I got everything. I like okay. Let's get here's what we had like a standard that we always get, and then I was like, oh, let me add this. And actually, I want to try the pineapple chicken. And normally we get like one entree and we just like separate it out between the two of us. But today I was like, you know what? I want to try something different today. So I got my own entree. And she picks up. She's like, she gives her the cost. She's like, what? There's only two of us. What's going on? You know. But at the same time, it does last. So that's what I'll be eating tomorrow for lunch, most likely. If I don't grill some zucchini that's going bad, I most likely will be grilling that anyway because it's going bad. I hate throwing away food, so I'd rather cook it before it turns to kakabaga. So today I went to a friend's house. They the way I'm not. He described himself this way, or his wife described him, that they're mechanically illiterate. They there was a fan in the kitchen that something went bad. I think the fan motor itself went bad, or something went bad on it. Um, and they want it replaced. So I was like, all right, yeah, I can do that. You know, it's like so. He bought the fan. Um, and then he said, hey, while you're here, I have a light out back that's been broken. Can you put a new piece in? I was like, yeah, we can do that. It's like, well, I mentioned instead of just replacing the one piece, which would have been less than $2, I think, for the part. It's like he decided, oh well, I could just put a whole new thing. I was like, yeah, well, if you're gonna put a whole new piece in, why not get a motion detector? That way, it's always on and like it protects the house. He's like, oh, it's a great idea. I'm like, yeah, I know. And even though I gave him, like this is what I bought. This is what you should get. You may have to wait a couple days. You may have to order it online to come in. Um, he decided to go with the LED version, which I guess it's nice. It's a good compact package. But quite honestly, the one I was showing him was a dual light, which actually means that at night it pretty much like will turn on as soon as it gets to dusk. Okay, but it will turn on at like a 20% brightness, just enough that you can see what's going on. And then if something walks in or there's motion, it goes up to full brightness. But he decided to go with the LED, and then again I was like, well, if the LED ever goes bad, you have to replace the entire piece. You can't just go, oh, let me just unscrew that and put a new one in. So he didn't get the bulbs, which I was like, we can put in LED bulbs. That's what I said to do. But that's okay. I was like, that's fine. That's cool. We'll make it work. Yeah, so I installed that. The fan I put in, which I was like this close to not doing the fan because the box is not fan rated, and if I really wanted to do it right, what I should have done is actually like drilled out the box and put in like larger screws. But I'm like, I'm just not doing that. I don't have the time to do it. If I was charging him, if it was my own house, if I was charging him more, maybe I would. But I was like, you know what? The old fan's being held up this long without it, so let's go. We'll be all right. I am kind of upset that the previous owner stuck wood underneath the fan, and it basically glued itself to the ceiling. So when I pulled it down, there was like little blocks of wood stuck to it. I was like, God damn it, And I, pulled them off. I pulled a little bit of paint off. I was like, well, there's not much I can do. I mean, you went from a fan that had, where's it here? From like this big of a covering on the ceiling to one that has this big of a covering on the ceiling. So I think they kind of knew that they were going to see that. And I did take out the little arm. I made it because it was only an 8-foot ceiling. So I made it basically a hugger version. So it's kind of hard to see anyway. So I think they'll be all right. They all seem pretty happy about it. So yeah, what's going on? I don't know if you ever this Beaver County flea market or Beaver County buy and trade kind of deal. Some of these people are hilarious because they get on there and they'll say, yeah, I'm looking for a car that I can seat 7 and yada yada. And it's like, oh, it has to be like a 2009 or newer, but I only want to pay like $50 a month. And you just look at it like, what are you talking? Are you nuts? Like, I don't understand. The best are the ones that will post something for sale. And then someone else will, like, because if it's not me, it'll be someone else who actually will find it. Like, I can buy this brand new for $10 cheaper than what you're selling it, and they don't care. They're like, well, I paid this much for it, so that's how much I want for it. I'm like, no, you're not. Okay, no one's gonna want to pay more than the asking price in order to get your used one. I guess they just don't understand how that works. But it's still in the box. Okay, it's still old, and nobody wants your old stuff that's been sitting around in your garage for who knows how long. Yeah. Well, what else has been going on? I finished the. Want to see more pictures up? We'll put more pictures up. Yeah, let me get another picture up. How do I get pictures? Picture page, time to get your picture page. Oh, have you seen Hamilton yet? Hamilton. Have you seen Hamilton yet? That was amazing. We borrowed a friend's code, and we saw Hamilton on Disney. Yeah, that was amazing. It simply was. Yeah, it was really was a good time seeing that. Um, yeah, I was pretty happy with that. Here's another picture. This is the bar cart, outdoor sink. I don't know what you want to call it, but yeah, I got this white top from a friend of mine. Let's just call him BT for now, and it's been sitting in the back of the house for I don't know how many years. And I was like, you know what? I really want to make a sink out of it, like a portable sink. I can wash things up, outside. Um, Eventually, the next step would be to paint it and get it, painted. But also, I don't know if I want to put spigots on it, but I thought about putting somehow a hose onto this where I can just let the hose run. But right now, it's just going to flow into this bucket for the drain. I need to somehow get that drain outside, and then on the other side of this bench, I think you can see my cursor. On the other side of this bench, there is a drain tube to go with the gutters. So I'll just have it flow into that, and then I can basically use this out here. The only drawback is I don't have the hose here. The hose is on the other side of the house. So this may just be like where I'll dump things, maybe, where we're outside. I also got to paint this fence. Speaking of which, today, uh, the our patio door, which I don't have a picture of, is right around on this side. The cat was growling at something. It's like, oh, what's going on? So I walk outside and hear this orange cat, like I guess the neighbor cat, apparently like snuck his way in through the fence because there is a small hole where that drain sits at, and I guess it took him a while and he squeezed his way through there. But he saw me when he finally got there, and was like, "Oh, I ain't sticking around here." So this cat like hit this, jumped, got to the top of this, and like flew. I was like, "Holy crap!" He just like, oh, it was crazy that this fence can't stop a cat apparently. Stop a dog with no problem, but can't stop a cat. So, but I was like, you know what, it's fine. Yeah, I used to have a there was a old fish tank in there to catch the water. Um, yeah, so that was that. That was fun. So I hope you enjoy the pictures. Yay! All right. Yeah. So that's what's been going on. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, tomorrow I got yeah. This COVID thing is really it really pissed me off. It really because obviously I'd still be at the Seagraff and we would be doing shows like we'd probably be doing a show right now as a matter of fact because we did it every Friday. Well, that's alright. And but we can't. We're not doing that right now. So that's what happens. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's what I was going to talk about. I don't think I can get it onto the screen, but I downloaded a photo editor called GIMP, and I finally, because we've been asked. I basically took over um, the Cellar Dweller Facebook page from the guys who created it years ago, because we've been doing this for 22 some years. I've been doing 23 years. Um, so someone else created the Cellar Dweller logo, and it originally got put onto T-shirts and stuff like that. Um, I the other person has not responded back to us when we contact them, because we really wanted to say, hey, do you have the original so that we can put onto T-shirts? We could do things with it, and No response. They either that or they just don't have it. I don't know. So while we're cleaning out the bowl, there was somebody made a huge, because there was a 4x8 sheet of whiteboard that they put the logo on. I guess they made it into a sticker and they stuck it on there. And I'm so glad they did, because I brought that over. I took a really good picture of it, and with the photo editing, I was able to finally um, remove the white from behind it, and actually make it into a PNG and make it transparent. Because when I did, when I tried to do shirts before, like say I put onto a black shirt, it would basically be a black or a white square with the logo inside of it. And I was like, that just looks like garbage. Like, what is like? Ugh. So I downloaded the program, and I finally, I'm so excited. Figured out, okay, I can remove all that white and make it transparent. So now, no matter what color shirt it gets put onto, all you see is the logo. You don't see the stupid white square anymore. Unfortunately, and I don't know how I'm going to be able to fix this yet. Unfortunately, I guess it was saved somehow in like a small format. So when I went to print, because I'm using Teespring, I don't know if you've heard of them. I'm using their website to make shirts. That way we don't have to print them up ahead of time. And we can just say, hey, go to this website, order your T-shirt. We'll get a little bit of a kickback from it, and you'll have a shirt, and we'll get some money, and like everything will be great, But the logo is apparently too small. So I guess I can make like a little teeny logo, but that's just not cool. I don't want to do that. And the other drawback, which I have to like look into and see what else I can do. I can't think of a slogan to put onto the shirt. Like I want to put down every Friday, but that's just like I don't know. I don't know if I want to worry about putting a slogan on. But yeah, the lettering is the most basic lettering that you can come up with. So I really don't even want to like put all this work into putting in a nice logo and then just have this basic lettering. I was like, I just don't want to do that. So, needless to say, I have to figure out how can I make this logo large enough to actually make sense on a shirt, or make a picture with our own text, some kind of saying. Um, I don't know. Like we were burned out in a chemical fire. I don't know. It would be kind of funny. No, it wouldn't. Like, remember the bowl, or I don't know. Yeah. So that's what I have to do. So that's what I have to do. I was saving my chicken on a stick to eat while I was up here. But here's a drawback. And I'm kind of embarrassed to say this, but the what do you call it? The arm, whatever, the little end table in between the two chairs. Yeah, we found ants in our living room, and I put an ant bait down by the door. So okay, this should help them. And I didn't notice it. Like every so often, we'll see like one ant, and I squish it and we're done. Like, yeah, I was that one ant. I left my chicken on a stick on that end table for about an hour because we were watching a movie, which I would recommend. It was what was even the name of that movie? Don't worry about it because I can't remember the name of the movie. But which is actually kind of funny though. I was laughing through it. But yeah, I brought my chicken up here and I took it out of the bag and I said like, oh, this is pretty gross. There's an ant in my bag, and then I realized, oh, there are several ants in this bag. Um, and then I realized, oh, they're on the notebook too. So gross. Yeah, I basically folded the bag up, held the chicken in my hand while I was like, okay. And I did look over it really well. I didn't see any ants, so I didn't eat any. But yeah, there's a good possibility that they crawled over my food. So that's kind of gross. But yeah, that wasn't fun at all. That was not fun at all. So you gonna do all right? Yeah, it was like a little freeze frame. So I was like, I froze, but I didn't. See, I made you like, what? Did he freeze? Like, holy crap! No, that's crazy. All right. I guess there's not much really more to talk about. You want me to go through some other nonsense? I don't know. I really wanted to do a Zoom on this platform, but I didn't have any other players that. Oh, I did want to. I look for a post from the Cellar Dwellers soon. Um, I think I am going to try putting together a Zoom um, show, if you will. Nothing fancy. I don't think we're going to be doing any improv. I don't think, yeah, because basically I'm going to see if I can just find actors that want to do some acting and have some fun. Um, yeah, because the improvers are a little bit harder to find. Find people that want to just screw around for a while, if you will. Yeah, so look for that. Look for that tomorrow. I'm gonna see if I can get that out online. Say, hey, this is what we're gonna be doing. So it's like a 5-minute script probably. So I'll record it and I'll replay it the next day on YouTube or something like that, so that everyone can watch it and enjoy it. Um, yeah, so that's gonna happen. This will be fun. Um, yeah, it's something I wrote myself. Maybe if we do the first one, people will say, "Hey, that was kind of fun." I have something written too, and it's longer than 5 minutes. So maybe they'll do that, and we'll get this thing rolling a little bit better. I hope. It'd be nice. It'd be cool. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I'm going to head out. As always, stay safe out there. Wear your mask. Wash your hands every so often. Clean your phone. Which reminds me, I need to clean my phone because I haven't done that in a while. Oh, and if you want this cool Cellar Dweller sticker, yeah, right. Not the poppet. I don't sell those. I tried to find a site that would sell poppets, but they're like 20 some bucks. And I was like, no, I'll just make a sticker and stick it on there, you highway robber kind of person. Even though theirs would probably be a lot better than mine and hold up, but that's okay. I'll make another 70-cent sticker and stick it on there again. And actually, it's probably even less than 70 cents. Because I can make a whole sheet of them. And actually, now that I think about it, I got new ink in the printer. I could probably make more at a better quality because these ones are made with old ink. So that's yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, wash your hands, clean your phone every so often, wear your mask, stay safe out there, and as always, remember that we do this every Friday. I have nothing much to plug except for look for the Zoom show I plan on doing. Sure. Oh, I will plug one thing. I will plug one thing. Um, Rage of the Stage theater troupe company, Rage of the Stage company. I don't know what they're called, um, but they are doing their Fright Night. They did a show. Like we went to see their show, and they are a bit expensive. I want to say the original tickets were like 27 some dollars a piece. Um, for like it wasn't even like the fanciest of a theater either, you know. But we went into Pittsburgh to go see their show, which was amazing. They took the entire movie Fright Night, if you ever seen it, it's from the 80s or early 90s, and they adapted it, or maybe someone else adapted it, but it's adapted into a play. Um, they did such an amazing job. Um, anyway, they did this great job. They're going to do I think they're doing a Zoom version of it or some kind of live version. I don't know exactly what they're doing, but they're doing a Rages August 2nd of this year. So it's coming up soon at 7:30. Um, I want to say go to, I'll write it down so in case you don't, Rage of the Stage dot live slash Fright Night. Yeah. I believe that is the link to their to the show. It's at 7:30 August 2nd. All right. So yeah, it's at 7:30 August 2nd. My friend Dave Joseph, who is the detective, I believe, which when I went to see the show live, it was so cool because I'm sitting there in the chair and I'm watching the show, and like right next to me is Dave, and he comes out of nowhere from like this back door, comes like stands right next to me, does his part. I'm like, holy shit! Like what the fuck's going on here? So it was a really great show. It was like I wouldn't say interactive, but the cast came right to you. So yeah, it was a great show. I'm sure their live show is going to be great. Also, recently they did like a couple months ago. Recently, I know. They did a show. It was something about the Wizard of Oz, but it was like modernized in a hospital. I don't even know the name of it, but they did a great job on that one too. So they're obviously practicing and rehearsing. Practicing. They're obviously rehearsing their show so they can do a good job. So I recommend it. Rage's Stage Theaters, ROTS Live / Fright Night, 7:30, and it's free. That's the greatest part is you can just go see it for free, and see my friend Dave. He'll be there doing something, and I'm sure other people will be there. Unfortunately, I don't think the kid who played Evil. Um, I think they have someone else playing his role this time. Which the kid we saw in the theater was. I mean, I honestly thought it was the guy from the movie because this kid did such a great job. And it looked like it's not the same person, but I'm sure the guy's going to do a great job. So, yeah, so check them out. And as always, I will see you next Friday here, same time, same Twitch channel. Yeah, and if you're watching me the next day on YouTube, click a like, click subscribe, leave a comment, do whatever you want. Actually, I don't care. I do this for fun, so I'm not making any money off it. That's what I'm saying. But if you want to pay us, you can find us on Patreon, CD Improv, and pay us. But I don't recommend that right now because you're not really going to be paying for much, and I don't want you wasting your money. Okay. So, thank you. Good night. You have a great night, and I'll see you next week. Bye.